get right underway here with the first round. I'm going to watch M80 Brisk here to start. He does have the shotgun, which is a new setup for them. Normally Psycho has the shotgun for them, but already we've seen some changes here in the way these teams are approaching this land. So the smoke's out. Let's see where he can move. Trauma down onto Glad early with an early pick. Let's switch around the map here. Tanaka's got the scope. The whole map right now is smoked out. But they do have an early pick advantage because of Trauma. So he's going to go up here into Granny's and see if he can see anything maybe towards the B side of the map. We'll switch off. Ooh, a big set nade going to be going down there for Nilla. So now he's going to even it out right away. So a nice set nade for Nilla, already going to even out that early pick advantage. And now Nilla once again taken out. I'm going to go to auto spec here, actually. I think that might be better. Here we go. All right. Nilla with another shot on Tanaka. So Nilla's already got a 3K here, but he is going to get traded out by Tox, and it's going to be evened up real quick. Shotgun battle going down here in the middle of Mayor House. Verb will get Tox, and very quickly it's a 3 versus 1 situation in favor of the Access side. That is going to be Highnoon, who were able to get the map side, or the side choice here.
Allies eliminated
On the map, and right away it's going to be an early 1-0 situation here in favor. I saw the space. All right, Mike. I saw the space, buddy. All right. 1-0 here now in favor of Highnoon. After an early pick by Trauma, he was not able. The M80 was not able to capitalize on an early pick, and Nilla came out real quick there with a hat trick to even that out. So we're gonna take a look at him here with the scope. Glad working around top B house here, top blue, if you will, if you're from the other side of the pond. Psycho, another opening pick here for M80, so they are able to find the frags that they need to. Let's see if they can convert in round 2, but Verb going to trade out Brisk here real quick with that shotgun. Verb is going to be in that smoke early and often on this map, in mid, doing what he can with aggression to take out as many players as he can. Nilla here working the A side of the map with that long range angle with that scope. So let's see what happens here. 1:20 on the clock. The round has seemed to slow down. So let's take a look at M80 on attack here and see how they want to approach this slow round, because now the smoke is going to dissipate. Highnoon taking out Triple over there playing at the B bomb site, or excuse me, Triple taking out Tox. And what looked like a promising round for round 2 and round 1 and round 2 for M80 quickly turns into a round for Highnoon. They have the advantage playing on German, so even when the M80 gets those early picks, it is going to be difficult here for them to convert. One second, team. I'm going to get somebody here to help me with my mic to fix some stattiness. So we're going to go through some settings here. So give me 1 second. I have to do this. I'm sorry.
Allies eliminated. Axis win.
If we don't fix it now, you're not going to miss too much of the action, I promise you. Just got to get a quick mic fix. Ethan's helping me out. Stay here, though. Stay with me. Don't worry. I'm going to dance, Winky. I'm going to dance. I'm going to cast. I'm going to play.
Explosives planted! Axis eliminated. Allies win.
Alright, what did we miss? We did, of course. Jack up my mic. Better? How about now? Better? Good? Too loud? Alright, cool. Dude, I know I've been doing it for 20 years, but I'm on these weird computers and shit. All right.
Explosive
We did
spray!
absolutely miss a crucial round now. I'm not going to fuck with the mic anymore. M80 did steal around during that little brief intermission, and now they're in a 2 versus 2 situation, a 2 versus 1 now situation with Tanaka taking out Verb. So let's see how Triple approaches this 1 versus 2 here. This is a very heavily defensive-sided map. So the fact that M80 is in a position here now, Triple going to take out Tanaka, working on a 1 versus 1. Let's take a look at where Brisk is. So Brisk is behind that building, over by the A bomb site with the shotgun in a 1 versus 1. Triple moving in close, trying to sniff him out. Time's ticking. M1 versus a shotgun here, so there should be an advantage for Brisk. Triple going to be taking a look here. Maybe get a bomb fake or continue to look. It's one of those situations where you fake or you continue to look. Let's see if he comes around the back here. He is going to take him out, and there he goes. Triple. He's not going to have the time, though, unfortunately. He did everything right there. He tapped and he looked, but he just didn't have enough time on the clock. That's very unfortunate here for Triple. He approached that 1 versus 2 situation very well, but was unable to convert the round due to the clock winding down past that 10-second marker. So that was very close there, but that is going to be a huge round. These rounds are going to come close to the very last thing. So a timeout already on the board here for M80. They might want to talk about what's going on, but I mean, they just won that round. It's 2 versus 2. They might be having a situation here. Dude, I hate these menus, dude. Just go away. Thank God. Early timeout. I'm not sure. Maybe someone will come in and tell me if it's related to a computer situation or a technical fix, or if it's gameplay related. We're not sure here. So we'll see if these players start to ready up. But while we're waiting, everybody, let's talk about this map. New map, quote unquote. It's Breakout. But our good friends across the pond made some edits to it. So if you don't know, let's take a look at it while we're waiting. So it's a variation of the original MP_Breakout. Okay. The difference is South Road's cut off. There's some changes to the north side, and then they changed it from British to Allies for the attacking side, and they switched where each team spawns. So Germans had normally spawned on this side of the map that I'm floating over, and then Allies had spawned on the other side, but they flipped it, changed the group from British to American, and changed South Road and a couple other changes. The problem with this map is that there's a lot of angles, and it's very defensively sided if done properly. So definitely, I think it's better, but it's one of those things where we go back and forth in the community, you know, to see if it's truly better. And somehow it ended up the first map. So teams have been playing it, and we're actually looking forward to seeing it played. So I wasn't sure if that was gameplay related or technical related, but we're back in the action here. Tanaka taking out Glad early with that scope. That's a big frag. Glad is one of their impact fraggers, and Tanaka's going to get right down to business and take him out. So 2-2 here already, and 5 versus 4 in favor of M80. So M80 already showing up, the underdog, playing well. 2-2 is essentially winning right now this side of the map. So let's see if they can continue to win. If they can get a 6-6 half or a 7-5 half on attack, we'll see how their defense is. But it's looking good for them right now so far going into round 5. However, Tipsy taking out Psycho, triple on the Brisk. They're holding down this B-bomb site pretty well. Let's see if Toxic can get a trade. His teammate's right next to him. Trauma will get it, but Tipsy across the map from north is going to take out Trauma. A little bit of craziness going on at that B-bomb site, and now it's up to just Tanaka with that scope. Once again, on the back side of the map, looking to see if he can get some far angles here and work on this 1 versus 3. Let's take a look at where the other players are. So he's got Verb, back blue, Nilla working around in Mayor, and then Tipsy in top north house. So rightly so, Highnoon has all the powerful positions. Mayor, Blue, TLS, North House. Those are your 3 big spots here to really control the map. Tanaka walking up on one player here. That's going to be Tipsy. Tipsy just watching his steps. There's going to be a little bit of action here back and forth between the 2 scopes. And let's just stay on Tanaka here with 30 seconds left, working on this 1 versus 3. He got into a fight. He got tagged up by, I believe that was Nilla. Scope versus scope. He's going to spot one at the whole house, hear the other in Mayor, and it's not going to be enough as Nilla's going to take out that Luger and take down Tanaka. So 3-2. Big round there for Highnoon. Big round for Highnoon. You don't want to be, you don't want the Allies running away with a lead when you're on the easy side. So good job by them just sniffing out that 1 versus 3. They gave him no space to operate. And we're back in the action here. We'll take a look at Verb. He's going to throw down his scope. Tanaka, another opening pick on a Tipsy. They continue to get from round 1, 2, 3, 4. Every round so far, they've got an opening pick. And now Trauma and a nade going to go down. So quickly, this round turned into a 5 versus 2 situation. Let's see if they can convert this round. It's a 5 versus 1. Nilla going to throw that goofy nade there onto Psycho. But it's not going to be enough. They're just going to plant on the other side of the map. Explosive and now Nilla's got to work on a 1 versus 4 with his scope. Going to be jumping on to this site over here. TLS Alley, working on a 1 versus 4. Once again, M80 conversely getting that bomb down and getting all the good positions here. And that's not going to be enough for Nilla there in that 1 versus 5 situation, actually, after that nade kill onto the A-bomb site. Great half so far for M80. You're feeling good. If you just got into the LAN center, you plugged in your shit, and you're ready to go. And now Nilla going to take out Tanaka. That's huge. That's what needs to happen. Nilla needs to shut down Tanaka because those early round picks are not going to be a favorable position if you're on the German side. If you're down a player every single time, it's not going to bode well for you on this half. Verb taking out Brisk here. 5 versus 3 situation in favor of Highnoon. So let's see now when these rounds slow down and you don't get the early picks, you're still able to convert. The best teams in the game are going to be able to win rounds in positions where there's an unfavorable situation against them. In a 5 versus 3, let's see if these 3 M80 players can swing this back. The smoke's going to dissipate, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult, and Nilla's on the map roaming. So now the Germans have, a great headshot there by Tox onto Glad. Glad's struggling a little bit here. Early on, I think he's 0-6 maybe, so that's not looking good for Highnoon in that sense. Triple, though, answering right back with another headshot. Now Trauma working on a 1 versus 4 situation. He knows Triple's right in front of him at the logs. He's got that Tommy out, and he will get taken out by Triple with a big headshot. So far, so good here. You know, you dropped that round, but you got to be happy so far with your performance going into the 8th round. 3 rounds for M80. We'll take a look at the scores here so far. Nilla, as expected with that scope, at the top of the scoreboard, 10-4. Glad struggling a little bit, 0-6. And then on the other side, M80 doing pretty well. Pretty even scores there for all of them. A couple of nade trades going out. And Verb's going to be creeping around in this smoke. This is what they need to do. Highnoon needs to, even though they're on defense, it's a good strategy to get aggressive. Get that shotgun up in crater, up in the smoke, and start winning rounds. Nilla now with a nade, so late nades for both teams. Let's see if Glad can get on the board here. He's going to chuck down a nade, not going to get a tag. He's got that bolt. It's a very good position to be in up here with this car, especially when the smoke starts to dissipate. You can really control a lot of the map. You just got to be careful you don't get setnated or scoped when you're peeking out of top blue. And once again, now the round slows down. M80 has yet to really win a slow round. They're winning all their rounds off the opening picks of Tanaka and their set nade kills. So let's see if they can get another kill as Tipsy's going to get another nade kills. Only nade kills. Only nade kills so far. Interesting. Psycho walking around with this M1 Grand in his hand. 2 versus 4. Tanaka going to spot a player here and take a shot. Not going to land a frag. 40 seconds on the clock. So these are the rounds that you have to at least make competitive. Maybe to get to at least, very least, get into your opponent's head and prove to them that every round is winnable on every map. M80, if I had to critique them, their only rounds they're able to win are the ones early where they get picks. But Tanaka, a beautiful jump shot on the Glad, and that's what I was talking about. A little too late, too little too late maybe, with 20 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if they can get in here and get a bomb plant down. No, but Nilla's going to rotate to back blue and get that shot onto Tanaka. Now it's just up to Psycho with 10 seconds left. He's got to play it right in his face. This is going to be a very difficult situation. He's going to get taken out by Nilla. Nilla having another great round, 13-4. The kid's locked in. And 5-3 here. So Highnoon pumping the brakes here on that attack against M80. Finally starting to pull away, 5-3. They got to start stacking rounds up though. If they trade rounds here and this goes for M80, they're going to be once again in a tough spot. Tanaka going to stop one player going to mid truck. Looks like a B push here. This looks like an aggressive B push. An aggressive B push. Brisk going to shut down Glad. Get traded out immediately by Triple. Tox with a beautiful headshot on the Triple. Shotgun shots going through smoke. Let's see if they can get a plant down, but no, a nade going to be saving the day here by Nilla. Beautiful nade. They're getting the penetration they need and the frags. They have the numbers. They got to get this plant down before the smoke I think Tanaka just spotted one in mid. He's got to get if he lands his frag, the round's all but over. If he gets traded out here, it's going to be 2 versus 2. Bomb goes down. Trauma in mid. Holding it down with a Tommy. I like the aggression here with the Tommy push to B. Beautiful round so far. Beautiful B take. Let's see if they can close it out. Tanaka holding their cross, so this is good. And Psycho on the tip. Nilla with the bash. He's got to be on flank then. Nilla, we missed that. Nilla flanked around. Not going to be enough though. Trauma's right in a good position. 5 versus 4. Beautiful execute by M80. Beautiful execute by M80 on that B bomb site. They realized, just like I did, that the only way they were winning rounds was when they got the advantage early, either through a nade or a pick. They weren't getting them, so they changed up the pace, and they pushed the B bomb site. 5 versus 4 here. So far, so good for M80. Big nade kill, though, by Verb on the Trauma. That's huge. Shotgun battle going down in mid. Tanaka with a nade on the Glad. Glad in the blender right now. Unfortunate for them. Psycho, huge nade kill, B bomb site. Verb gonna take out Tox and a big. He jumps around and gets a 2K here. That's huge for them. He needs to have an impact with that shotgun in the smoke in mid, or they're gonna have a tough time. Big round here for Highnoon. You gotta have at least a lead, but Brisk gonna creep right around with no help from his teammates. Use that smoke to his advantage and just kind of snuck up on Verb there. And now he's got a car and a shotgun. If these, I spoke too soon. I was going to say, if he could win this 1 versus 2, that's going to be a huge mental win for them, in addition to the round. But going to get taken out here real quick. Beautiful little 2K here by Verb. 6-4. It's not a bad half for either team so far. If Highnoon can get an 8-4 half, even a 7-5 with their slow start, that's acceptable if I'm in their position. But M80's got to be happy with their performance right now. Wow, Tanaka, 1 versus 1 against Nilla, going to take him out. That's huge. That's their impact fragger right now. Someone's got to step up for Highnoon, and it's got to be Glad. Glad's got to get out of the blender right now. Tipsy on the Psycho. Couple of trades going down, 4 versus 4. Usually these slower rounds play in favor of Highnoon, but that's normally because Nilla's up to control the map with the scope, and he's not up right now. So let's see if one of these slow rounds M80 can actually convert. Spoke too soon. Verb going to go down. Shoddy on shoddy violence, taking out Brisk. And now, 4 versus 3. So I'm going to say it again. These slower rounds are not playing in M80's favor. If they're not getting their aggression working for them, they're just going to start getting picked off by the in my opinion, superior aim of Highnoon and the superior riflers of Highnoon. And that's exactly what's happening now, as they have control of the defensive side of the map. Tox, though, is in deep here. So let's see if anyone's around. And it was Triple, but Triple's going to get a beautiful headshot through that mid-garage. He's playing pretty well, too, right now. Up there with Dilla, Triple playing very well, holding down his position, getting some headshots. The reg is bellissimo with the MP44 on this land reg. So great decision by him. He's gonna spot out Trauma, and now the whole team's just gonna turn. Glad on the board, ladies and gentlemen. Glad is on the board. That's gotta feel good. That's gotta feel good. You can hear the Lance. I don't know if you can hear them clapping in there for Glad. He finally got a kill. He's on the board. He'll be back. Don't worry about him. 7-4 now. So this could go either way. Make or break round. After all that action, a win for Highnoon is a great half. A win for M80 is a beautiful half. Glad's on the board, baby. So let's see. These are the rounds that make or break. A 7-5 half. Oh, but the nades start raining down. And Brisk with a 2K here. I spoke way too soon. M80 going to jump right in. Brisk with a 2K. Nade followed by a shotgun. And they're going to get this plant down. Nilla trying to get a nade. So it looks like this round, unless something crazy happens, and there does going to go a nade kill onto Tanaka. So it's a 4 versus 2. Makes it a little bit easier for him. Let's see how this unfolds. This should be a round for M80, but a little too aggressive there by Brisk. And now it's a 2 versus 2, just like that. Nilla with a nade, Nilla with a no-scope, Tipsy with the car on the Tox, and a 2 versus 2 here. And now it's a tough hold. It became a really easy hold, a 4 versus 2, and now it's a kind of a tough hold here with Tipsy and Nilla up on the board. Two good players that can clutch, but time's ticking. They got to get over to that bomb site. Nilla gonna be looking around here, get taken out by by Trauma, and Tipsy's gonna go for a little bit of a hold, and now it's a 2 versus 1. So they made it closer, and he's just gonna. This is gonna be a round win for M80. No scope. Good half. Great half by M80. Honestly, great half by both teams. Highnoon had an opportunity there to salvage an 8-4 half after a really slow start. But this is a very, very good half here by M80 on attack. I'm thoroughly surprised by their performance. I know they have the fraggers, but I was expecting a little bit more out of Highnoon on defense there. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, you still got to play defense. You still got to play defense. And, you know, that's the name of the game. You know, you got to win the rounds that you're supposed to win. I didn't see any throws except for that last round. Got a little bit contemptuous there for M80, getting a little too aggressive, but they win that 2 versus 2 late in the round. So it's 7-5 here half going into the first map. Let's see if these guys ready up quick, or maybe they need a little talk about it. You know, Glad is sitting at the bottom 1-10. You don't like to see that if you're Highnoon, but you still manage a 7-5 half there. So we'll get back into the action, so you don't look at my beautiful face all day. And we'll see if these teams start. So M80's all readied up, and it's just on Highnoon here. Probably want to talk about their defensive setup, or excuse me, their offensive setup. So we'll see. We'll see. They could have done better, I think, there on defense. They died to too many nades. They got picked too early, and Glad couldn't wake up. And that's the difference maker on why this is a 7-5 half. So the lead's still in favor of Highnoon here, but they got to play good attack. You got to play good if you want to win this LAN. You're gonna have to get rounds on the hard side. So let's see if they can convert these rounds. They have a 2-round lead to work with, but they got to get a quick start. If you win this first round coming out of half, but once again, not listening to the old advice of Doug's here, getting picked off early. Tanaka just non-stop, able to get an early pick every round. But Nilla going to answer right back. This is a scope versus scope battle right now, boys. A scope versus scope battle. Psycho jumping on the MG. Glad getting in there. That's what he needs to do. When hitters are in a slump, you swing. And Glad is swinging right now with that Tommy in his hand. 3 versus 3, all evened up. Let's see if Highnoon can win the slow rounds that M80 couldn't, and they so far are able to do so, as Tipsy's going to get good penetration down onto the A-bomb site and work a 3 versus 2. That might be the difference. The experience and the skill of Highnoon, they might be able to convert these late rounds, and Glad, as I say that, is going to take out Tanaka. So there's the difference so far we've already seen in round 1. M80 unable to win the slower 3 versus 3 late round games, or late rounds, where the smoke's gone, and Highnoon conversely able to do so. So far, Talk's going to be working with a car, not going to get taken out. A big 3K for Glad. That's huge. If you are a Highnoon, that is huge to see your boy waking up. 8-5, that's a big round for Highnoon, winning that first, making a statement. We had a bad half, we had a slow start, but we're going to win this first round on attack, and we're going to win this map on our terms. Great round there by Highnoon. Let's see if Tanaka here can get an early pick again. He is going to see at least one person cross grannies. No opening nades so far, no opening picks, which has not been the usual case. Both teams have been getting opening nade and opening pick kills by their scopes. And when that doesn't happen, the round usually goes for for Highnoon. Tipsy on a Psycho here. And these slow late rounds are always playing in favor of Highnoon, but a beautiful angle there by Tanaka to take out the impact fragger of Nilla across the map, scope on scope violence. And the bomb's going to go down at A here. Poor defensive setup here. Glad with a 2K. Tipsy creeping around, getting another one on a trauma. So the land jitters might be out for Highnoon because Glad's waking up. He had a little IHOP this morning. Maybe that's what slowed him down. Saw him eat a big pancake. That could have been slowing him down. Triple on the brisk.
Allies win.
Beautiful, beautiful. 9-5 here in favor of Highnoon. So they're getting the bomb down. And that's the difference, is they're getting bomb plants. M80 won most of their rounds just by killing the team. They had maybe 2 or 3 bomb plants and a timeout. I think that's a perfect timeout by Psycho there. It's a perfect timeout. M80 is saying that a player's headset is dead, but I think it was a perfect time for a timeout nonetheless. You lost the first 2 rounds of the half, and now you're down by 4 on the easy side. You had a great attack side, but you're down. You know, you lost the first 2 rounds playing on German, so, you know, we'll see. So far, so good for Highnoon. That's a good sign for them that they were able to get out of that little slump they were in and run away with this so far on attack. So while that's going on, we're going to look at my beautiful face, and I promise my good friend Winky, my little babushka, that I would dance for him. So there it is. And we're back in the action. We're having fun here, boys. I'm going to start drinking in the afternoon groups. I have to play after this, so you're going to get another caster who won't be nearly as good looking, nearly as talented, as skilled as me. But I will be back for the evening groups, and I'm going to cast every single evening group game, and I will be drinking. So you do not want to miss it. Glad. Creeping around this smoke with a Tommy. He's woken up on this side of the map. Multiple 2K, 3K rounds for him. Let's see if he can keep that up. His team needs him in this tournament. Not on this map. His team needs him in this tournament. The big critique of Highnoon, as Tanaka's going to take out Tipsy, is that this is a Nilla Glad dominated team. So far, Nilla holding up his end of the bargain. Glad slowly getting to that point as he's going to take out Trauma there. It's like I spoke it into existence. Psycho and Brisk, though, can even this out. Glad gonna miss an easy one. Another easy one. He's gonna say, fuck this, I'm gonna take out the Thompson, and he's gonna convert that kill. 2 missed car shots there for Glad, but he stayed with it. It's like a ground ball in the 9th inning. Stay with it, make the play.
Explosive split!
And now the bomb's gonna go down at B here. 2 nades to work with, though, for Psycho. Let's see if he has that ability to use these grenades here effectively. The best players in the game know they have their nades late in these rounds, and they use them effectively to clear angles, and here's he's going to do so. As I say, speak it into existence. It's like I've been playing this game forever. He's going to use 1 nade here to clear an angle, or clear position. Not going to be good enough. Now he's got 1. Time's ticking, and he's making a little bit of noise. Going to chuck down that other nade. I would have liked to have him. Oh, it is going to actually land near a player. He had the right idea there, but it's not going to be able to convert. And now the whole server is shooting at him. He's going to go for a hold here. I actually like this hold. What are you going to do? Kill 2 players. The bomb's not really planted for them. They got to be careful here. He's almost going to get this if they don't jump out and get the kill.
Eliminated.
And Nilla will
Allies
actually
win.
close it out there. So a kind of close hold there, but they never doubted with Nilla on the board. 10-5 here. They're running away with it. Highnoon running away with it. Having an absolutely superb offensive side of the map after a very shaky defensive start. Shaky performance by Glad, but he's going to swing it back. Tox, nade kill on the triple. Those are those opening kills. That's been the lay of the land here is both teams are able to get nade. Every round's been a 4 versus 4 for the most part to start, or 3 versus 3. M80, Brisk, jumping around with the shotgun. Not going to be able to convert that kill. Trauma, though, taking out Verb. And Brisk getting in here with the shotgun. Glad, though, going to be sneaking around with that Thompson and take out Trauma. He's been getting in deep. He's been getting into Mayer, but he's going to get traded out here by Brisk, and Nilla right away trades it right back to him. And now it's a 2 versus 2. And as I've said it 15 times, these rounds usually go in favor of Highnoon, but Tox now going to get a shot onto Highnoon. So unless Nilla can win this 1 versus 2 situation, going to use a nade here to clear top blue. That could be good. Not going to get a tag. He knows a player is not above him anymore. Tox, veteran move to just relocate, but Nilla going to sniff him out here, and it's a 1 versus 2. Tanaka's in a good position, though. 45 seconds left on the clock. Both players, at least Tanaka knows where Nilla is, and that's the difference here on this right now, is that Nilla probably has a general idea of where Tanaka's playing on the map. Somewhere watching a far angle, probably north side, but he doesn't know exactly where he is, whereas Tanaka knows exactly where Nilla is. Scope versus scope. This is the difference. These are the rounds I live for. 25 seconds left on the clock. Nilla creeping around with the Springfield in his hand. He's got a car as well to work with. Tanaka just waiting for that bomb plant. Bomb's going to go down here. It cannot be seen. His leg can be seen. Let's see if it's enough. He's not going to take the tag shot. He's going to spot the player, and now both players know where they are. Tag by Nilla. Unfortunate, but he's still in a good position. He's got it all evened up. Tanaka going to jump out. Nilla on the bomb. Car. Scope. For a 10-6 or an 11-5 half.
Allies win.
Nilla, 4 kills this round. Gets the 1 versus 2. He's locked in, ladies and gentlemen. Gen Z is in the house. God, I got amped up for that round. 11-5 here. Beautiful. Those are the rounds that you have to win if you want to win this fucking tournament. Is a big 1 versus 2. Nilla gonna spot one cross in the hole. 5 versus 5. Smoke's down. Triple getting in on the bomb site. M1 in his hand. Creeping around in the smoke. Gonna spot one over here at B. That's gonna be Tox. Brisk trading out Glad. Tanaka onto Triple. Frags are falling. 3 versus 2. In favor of Highnoon. They're all bunched up. I love this. They're together. They're on the map together. Moving towards this A bomb site. Psycho, though, not so fast. 2 versus 2. Bomb can go down here unless Psycho has one of those goofy nades he can throw off the top of the roof to stop it. And he will, as I say it. He's going to get tipsy. But once again, now a 1 versus 2 situation and a nade this time to work with for Nilla. He just closed out a 1 versus 2. The bomb's down, which helps him. A little bit of noise getting moved around. One player is in mid just looking for him. And Psycho's over at MG. So let's see how they approach this. Psycho might hold up here, but as I say that, Nilla's going to sniff out. Oh, and he's going to almost close out. He's got a nade to work with. Let's see if he gets it onto the bomb site. Psycho's not on it just yet. A little premature there for Nilla to toss that nade. Going to go for a tap. Going to move up. Ooh, and a miss there by Nilla. But only 5 seconds to work with. Gonna get another tag. The kid's getting a little unlucky here, but he's gonna win this round. He's gonna win another 1 versus 2 unless Psycho can sniff this out. And he's not gonna have the time. Psycho's gonna run away. Another 1 versus 2 for Nilla. Back-to-back 1 versus 2. He's 26-8 right now, ladies and gentlemen. Psycho gonna close out the exit frag, but it's not gonna be enough. 12-5 here. So far, Highnoon has won every single round on this side. Nilla 26-9, just fragging right now. And that is what they needed. That is what they needed. Your impact fraggers have to make impact frags if you want to win. And that's the name of the game, ladies and gentlemen. And if your impact fraggers aren't waking up, then your bottom fraggers got to start carrying their weight. But right now, that's not needed for Nilla as he's on the top of the scoreboard. Glad on the Tox, Trauma on the Highnoon, and the frags are falling. Glad finally getting in there with the 2K with the Tommy, up into Mayor. He's going to take out another one with Brisk, and this could be all she wrote here. As finally, the 2 best players on Highnoon are going to start doing their jobs and carrying. And now it's a 3 versus 2. Psycho just going to try and get a Hail Mary nade. He's only going to tag for 40 here, and now the situation's tougher for them as he was hoping to get at least that nade kill to make it a 2 versus 2. Tommy on the bomb site, Tanaka top blue. This is going to be a tough retake. Glad. He might be going for an ace here. He might be going for an ace here. I think he at least has 3 we can see. Tanaka working on the no-scopes. Time's taken 4K for Glad, and that's going to be the game. GG's. Highnoon. Slow start on German. M80 was looking good. I was very surprised, but they just won every single round on attack, and Nilla almost dropping a LAN 30. Glad was 0-9 at one point and came back to 14-12. So, slow start by him, but a veteran gamer. He got it back. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the first map of group play.